Banshee, the death whisperer of Ireland, in the green, wind-swept hills of Ireland. A silent omen drifts through the night. Some say she is a messenger, others say she is a warning, but all agree on one thing: when the Banshee cries, death is near. Tonight on EchoVerse, we journey into the chilling folklore of Ireland's most feared spirit, the Banshee, a phantom whose wail has been whispered across centuries, families, and generations. But where did she come from? Why does she mourn? And is she truly a harbinger of death, or something far more misunderstood? 1. Origins of the Banshee. The word Banshee comes from the Irish bean sidhe, meaning woman of the fairy mound. In ancient Celtic belief, fairy mounds were entrances to another realm, places where the living and the supernatural overlapped. The earliest tale described the Banshee as a family spirit attached to noble Irish bloodlines. She did not kill. She warned. Her cry was not a curse, but a lament, a sorrowful message that a loved one was close to passing. Some folklore links her to professional keeners, women who performed mourning songs at funerals. When these keeners died, their spirits were said to continue their mourning in the afterlife, becoming banshees. 2. What does a banshee look like? Unlike many myths, the banshee's appearance shifts dramatically between stories, almost as if she takes the form her witness fears most. She may appear as a beautiful woman with flowing silver hair, an old hag hunched and worn, a pale spirit in a gray cloak, her eyes red from eternal crying, or even a shimmering mist shaped like a woman. But all stories agree on one detail: her presence is recognized by her voice, a wail piercing, mournful, unforgettable, that turns the blood cold. 3. What the Banshee's wail means. Many assume the Banshee brings death, but Irish folklore tells a different story. She doesn't cause tragedy, she foretells it. Her cry is described as a lamentation, a sorrowful mourning song delivered before a death occurs. Families who heard her believed she was mourning the loss, even before the loss had happened. Some say she wails only for the old noble clans of Ireland. Others believe she appears for anyone whose family line originates from the Emerald Isle. Her cry could be heard outside the home, on lonely roads at night, or sometimes right at the window. 4. The 5 families. According to legend, there were 5 major Irish families the Banshee traditionally served: the O'Neills, O'Briens, O'Grady's, O'Connors, and the Kavanaghs. It is said each family had its own Banshee, who remained loyal through generations. Witness accounts from these families describe identical events: a sudden cry, soft at first, then a clearer voice, either singing, wailing, or whispering a name. Moments later, a knock at the door would bring the news: a death in the family. Coincidence, or something more? 5. Real encounters, testimonies, and stories. Across Ireland, Scotland, and even America, countless people claim they've heard the Banshee. Here are some of the most chilling encounters passed down through generations. Story 1. The Cry at the Window. A woman in County Clare reported hearing a voice sobbing outside her window late one night. The cry grew louder, then stopped abruptly. The next morning, she received the news. Her brother had passed away at the exact moment she heard the wail. Story 2. The Phantom Singer in the 1800s. A family in Limerick described hearing a soft, haunting melody outside their home, like a funeral song. Every member of the household heard it. By dawn, their elderly grandmother died peacefully in her sleep. Story 3. The Roadside Woman. A traveler walking alone saw a young woman dressed in gray, sitting by a riverbank. She was brushing her long hair, tears streaming down her face. When he approached, she vanished, dissolving into mist. His horse, miles away at the family farm, collapsed and died that same evening. 6 possible explanations. Is the Banshee a real supernatural entity? Or is there a rational explanation? Some believe her cry is nothing more than the sound of foxes, barn owls, whine through old stone walls, or grieving keeners misunderstood over time. Others propose a psychological explanation. Families expecting tragedy may interpret natural sounds as omens, but in many encounters, the timing is too precise, too specific, too connected to death. And that leaves one haunting possibility. Perhaps the banshee is real, not as a monster, but as a mourning spirit. 7. The banshee in pop culture. The banshee continues to appear in books, films, video games, and television. Yet most portray her as a terrifying monster, far from her origins as a mourner. From Celtic stories to modern horror movies, she has evolved from a sorrowful guardian into a symbol of fear. But folklore tells us otherwise. She was never meant to be feared. She was meant to be heard. So who is the banshee? A ghost? A fairy? A messenger? Or a misunderstood guardian of the Irish soul? One thing is certain. Across centuries and across continents, people still hear her cry. A cry that echoes not to harm, but to warn. A cry reminding us how thin the veil between life and death truly is. This is EchoVerse, where stories live, legends breathe, and mysteries never sleep. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy exploring legends, mysteries, and the unexplained, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new journey into the unknown. Until next time, listen closely. You never know what cries in the night.